Hello, today we're going to be doing adding and subtracting with negative numbers. We're going to introduce the hot air balloon model. So here we have a hot air balloon on a vertical number line, and the arrow of the balloon points to 0. So we're starting at 0. We have puffs of hot air. This is a puff of hot air. When we add a puff of hot air to the balloon, we go up the number line. Balloon goes up, so from 0 to 1. If we add a puff of hot air and then add another puff of hot air, the balloon goes up 2 places. In total, we've added 2 puffs of hot air and we end up at number 2 on the number line. We could subtract a puff of hot air, and when we do that, the balloon would go down a place on the number line. So we could subtract a puff of hot air and subtract another puff of hot air, and we would end up going down 2 places to -2. In total, we've subtracted 2 puffs of hot air and we've ended up at -2. So puffs of hot air are like positive numbers. When you add a positive number, you go up the number line. And when you subtract a positive number, you go down the number line. Now let's add something else into our model. Let's add sandbags. So a sandbag is heavy. When we add a sandbag to our balloon, we go down the number line 1 place, go down to -1. We could add a sandbag and add another sandbag, and we'd end up at -2. In total, we've added 2 sandbags. If we subtract a sandbag, our balloon will get lighter and we'd go up the number line. We'll end up at 1. If we subtract a sandbag and subtract another sandbag, we'll end up at 2 on the number line. In total, we've subtracted 2 sandbags from our model. So sandbags are like negative numbers. When you add a negative number, you go down the number line, and when you subtract a negative number, you go up the number line. Now it's your turn. Have a go at moving the balloon up and down the number line by adding and subtracting puffs of hot air or adding and subtracting sandbags. What if the balloon starts at 2 rather than 0? How many ways could we go back down to 0? And finally, can you use the balloon model to work out 2 subtract -3?